probably start most of your tracks with chords. That gives you roughly 6 notes to create melodies around them. What about just 4, without a single chord? Can you pull it off and not sound like... Things I'm allowed to use are presets, just to make things faster, arpeggiators and sequencers may help as well. And you know what? Let's put the stakes even higher. 1 synth and 1 effect plugin. First and foremost, a little music theory hack that will help a lot in this case. Think we're gonna use 4 notes in A minor pentatonic scale. There is a great video by Synth Hacker, why should you use this scale? I will link it down in the description. I know, no chords allowed, but since the second best thing to start a song with is an ambience or a sequence, then let's just create one with an arp. That will work for now, and let's make it a little bit less repetitive by choosing the random octaves and random notes, then randomize the velocity, and then maybe randomize the length as well. To be honest, I don't really like this patch, so let's try to quickly find a new one. Sounds okay as a starting point. So let's go with another fundamental, and since this one gives me liquid drum and bass vibes, call me a cheater, but I'm about to add 5th to the 2nd oscillator. Just because it sounds better, and I'm still technically using only 4 notes. Sounds okay, but now I have a feeling that this arp takes too much space for melodies. So let's turn it into real ambience. In case you never heard of Beam, it's a multi-effects plugin. Cool thing is that with the new 2.0, you can use any of those engines in a standalone plugin. I will leave a link to it down in the description since it's on sale right now, but enough of yapping for me, let's just create something with it. So I usually like to start by randomizing presets or scrolling through different ones. And I think this one will work perfectly for what we want in this case, but let's try to load a grain module here and introduce a little bit of cool stutter effect. Now that is what I call an ambience. Now I guess it is time for the lead melody. Oh wait. I used the 5th note. Guess we need to do this just like the good old days, and yes kids, that's how we managed to hack music theory when there was no scale lock feature. It is all about a simple ABAC melody structure, so let's just copy it a bunch of times. Maybe let's just try to work with different sounds. Now let's try to spice up the sound a little bit with one of my favorite modules from Beam, which is the Volt Engine. It has a cool feedback option, just like Roar, but it's way more intuitive to play with it with this XY axis. Now I could go and automate a bunch of parameters, but since Beam has built-in LFOs and envelope shapers, then let's just use one. And then map it to the open knob, make it unipolar, and then decrease the volume. Maybe use a LFO to modulate the frequency. Now we can make this effect a little bit less in your face. I don't know about you, but it sounds like a cat. Okay, but we will work with that since the time is running. Let's just add a reverb. We can try a new module, which is called Haze. It's basically like a chorus type of effect. So we went from this to this. Now we need some form of transition to B section, and guess what I'm about to do? One scroll and I already have a preset I like. Now the only thing left is to blur it a little bit, so let's use Beam once again. You know what, this bass is cool, but I think I don't want to have it going on and on throughout the whole song, so let's just try to come up with alternative version. Okay, this sound is cool, but I think we need to differentiate it a little bit from the original, so let's just go with the LFO and make it to 1/8. And then simply increase the LFO depth of the filter. Maybe let's spice it up with the Volt alone. I know I said I'm allowed to use only one plugin, but we are still working in the same ecosystem. For a little bit of arrangement change, I think we can filter out this main ambience. And as a second ambience, let's just try to use the tail of this sound, then duplicate it a bunch of times, and maybe let's put this octave up. And now we need a counter melody. By the way, leave a comment if you want to watch more videos like that where I'm simply just cooking up instead of bragging how big of an Ableton nerd I am. Now, if you're still with me and don't act like a referee in this challenge, let's try to sneak up some vocals here. But since I want to play fair, let's quickly chop them like crazy with one of my chopping presets. And then use this crazy device. Okay, I want to be really fair, so let's just drop auto shift here and see if we're hitting the right notes. So the notes we ended up using are C, A, G, and E. C, A, G, and what was the fourth one? E. Can I get some bonus points for that? And I just realized I haven't made a proper video about arrangements, but I guess this one will give you some ideas and some quick solutions to make your bowling 8-bar loop into something that sounds more like a song.